The issue of the new strain is very serious, and I don't believe this country is taking it as seriously as it should, and more importantly, I don't think this country is taking the action that it should take, okay? So let's just talk facts first. Fact, it is in the UK and it is more dangerous. Boris Johnson says it's 70% more transmittable. Boris Johnson closed parts of the UK. Other European countries have banned travel from the UK. But it is more dangerous. How much more dangerous? We don't know. We don't know if it's more deadly. We don't know if the vaccine works on it or not. We think the vaccine works on it. That's our quote-unquote working assumption. But it is real and it is dangerous. It is traveling around the world as we speak, right? It's on planes, and it is transmitting, and other people are getting on planes, and it's the holiday season, and it is traveling around the world. That is a fact. It's not a personal opinion. 120 countries now require testing before people leave the UK or ban people from the UK. That is not a personal opinion. That is a fact. Number 4, France went so far as to stopping truck traffic from the UK, caused massive backups by stopping the traffic coming into France. That's how seriously France took it. And then you have federal officials in this country who say, well, it may be here already, okay? Those are 5 inarguable facts. When you hear those facts, you have to say to yourself, what? What happened? And what are we doing? And why are we not doing what 120 other countries that are far less sophisticated, that paid far less of a price for COVID, that didn't have the experience that we had? Why aren't we saying test the travelers in the UK before they get on a plane? Why aren't we saying test travelers, period, before they get on a plane and come to the United States? I mean, why wouldn't you do that? This is what happened in the spring. It is déjà vu. It is the same mistake the federal government made that killed thousands of people and cost billions of dollars. They lost track of the virus. They knew it was in China, and then they lost track of it. And what happened is the virus got on a plane and went to Europe, and then got on another plane and flew to the United States, and nobody knew it. That's what the history books will write, was the gross negligence of this federal government. That will be the legacy. And we are doing the same thing again, and it makes no sense. When did common sense leave government? When did government become so bureaucratic and so apathetic and so slow that basic common sense eludes them? Because that's what this is. 120 countries around the globe. Any official who hears anything, test before they come. It's not banning, it's not impeding. Test before they come. The way we did 200,000 tests in this state, just this state, yesterday. Test travelers before they come. That HHS and the CDC have not acted on this is really reprehensible. I don't know if they're just checked out, and if they're checked out, they should resign. I don't know if they are because it's in the midst of a transition, then you should say, Mr. Joe Biden, why don't you make this decision? But to do nothing when you know the virus is coming here, when you say it may already be here, which would then mean you would be concerned that you want to isolate it and stop the spread. It's just the greatest failure to do one's job. And this is not a special insight, and this is not political. It's the UK. Every other European country has done it. It just, why? Why would you put people's lives at risk? Dr. Redfield, Secretary Azar, they were part of a political administration, and they're going to have to answer for their political activity over the past 4 years. But it's over now, the politics. Why didn't you do your job now, Mr. Secretary? Why didn't you do your job now, CDC Director Robert Redfield? I'm sure the president isn't pressuring you anymore, so just do your job. New York Times, which I believe in a free exchange with the free press. When I disagree, I say I disagree. When I agree, I say I agree. But the New York Times wrote a smart editorial today. A contagious variant of the coronavirus has been detected. Trump administration is doing little to address it. Because the federal government doesn't act, it puts the onus on states. Because it doesn't help me or help the people of New York. I'm not in the finger-pointing business. Well, the feds should have. Okay, but at the end of the day, my job is to protect New Yorkers. So if the feds don't act, I'm going to do whatever I can do. And we made tremendous progress. The airlines that fly into New York, there are 3 airlines. All 3 agreed to do testing before those flights land in New York. New York is the only state that has made that request. And New York now is safer than any other state because the people who are landing here are being tested. If I could do it, why can't the United States do it? I did it in 3 phone calls. They didn't fight me. Why wouldn't the United States do it? And the Times says this is reminiscent of the early days when the virus was first detected in Wuhan, China. They enacted a travel ban against China, but it was already gone. They closed the barn door after the horse left. My expression, not the Times. The Times would never speak in such colloquial terms. But that is the situation. Well, Mr. Cuomo's, there are limitations to Mr. Cuomo's plan. I think it's still pejorative. No, my plan can only affect the state of New York. And they're right that you can fly into another state, and I can't prevent flying into another state. Only the federal government can do that, and the federal government should do it. And they should have done it already.